Well, hello again and welcome to my channel. I'm Fraser from Metalworking in France. I've got a little job on today. I'm going to make a shaft for, I'm not really quite sure what it's for. It's a machine that a customer of mine has got. We didn't really elaborate on it, but I'm going to make a shaft with a keyway in the end of it. And also there's like a pulley effect that's got to go on to the other end of the shaft. We're not going to put a keyway in it, we're going to put a couple of grub screws in so that it'll lock it in position. So I've got to bore out the pulley to take the shaft because obviously it's been modified in the past, so I've got to make it a little bit more durable and a bit more usable. So follow me in the next few frames and see how we go on with this project. Okay? Here you can see I'm turning down the outside diameter. I've speeded this up a little bit because obviously I've got to take quite a number of cuts to bring this down to diameter. I've put a centre in the end so that I can hold the end of the shaft. Turning this length, I wouldn't be able to turn it without any support in the end. So yeah, that's coming on quite nicely. I'm turning this down to 30mm diameter. So the main body on the shaft is 40mm, so that's coming out quite nice. Here you can see I'm using the wobbler again. This runs very freely, nice and central, until it touches the edge of the steel, and then it'll just kick off. Here you can see I'm just winding over the 5mm to get the centre of the wobbler, and then I'm taking it over another 15mm, which will take me to the centre of the steel itself, of the shaft. Now, you'll have to excuse the next bit of video. It's a little bit juddery as I try to move the camera around to follow. To get into position to show you the next stage. I'm bringing this round, like I say, it's a little bit jerky, but I'm getting there. And now you can see I've got the wobbler set up in the centre of the steel, ready to set up on the end. So, as you can see, the wobbler is spinning a bit unevenly. As it gets to the edge of the steel, it will start to spin a lot more smoothly, and then when it kicks off, that means it's on the edge of the steel. Here we go. There. So here we see, I'll just zero this dial so that I'm on the edge of the wobbler. I'll just wind this over 5mm, which again it'll put the centre of the wobbler on the edge of the steel. There you go, that's that done. Now I just need to wind the table over 12mm, which will be, that'll take me to the datum point on where I want to put the keyway. So that'll take me to the datum, and now I need to take it over another 5mm, which will allow for the diameter of the milling cutter, the end mill, or the slot drill, so that I can put the slot in for the keyway. So now that that's in position, that should be just about right to start milling the slot or the keyway. So here you can see I'm using the old engineer's trick, piece of wet cigarette paper. You put it in your mouth basically to wet it, stick it on top of the shaft, and as you bring the slot drill down onto it, you can see it just starts rubbing the paper off. Then you know you're more or less touching the top of the shaft. So you're all ready to start cutting the keyway. As you can see, I now start cutting the keyway. I'm only taking about 1mm cut each time, so I just need to index this along till I get to the length I need the keyway to be, and then I'll just maintain cutting this 1mm at a time. That way I can just, I can keep an eye on it. I won't burn the cutter too much, and I can see the progress easier. If I take a heavier cut, I would need to put some coolant on it, and maybe run it a little bit slower even. But by doing this, I can keep it reasonably clean, so that I just blow the swarf away every now and then, just to keep an eye on it, and then that's it done. You'll have to excuse the quality of this shot here, because it's actually I've zoomed in on it quite a lot, so I've lost a bit of definition on the quality of the video. But it's not looking too bad. As you can see, there's a burr on it which I'll need to file off. Well, now I need to bore out the pulley. It was welded in onto the old shaft, which actually snapped. It sheared the shaft completely, so there's obviously quite a bit of pressure on it. But this pulley had been welded in, so I'm having to machine out what was left of the old shaft, which is it's not an easy thing to do, because obviously it's only really held by the weld that's right in the front of the pulley itself. So I've cleaned off the face a bit, but that's not too bad. Well, here we see the completed item with the drawing attached. Well, there we are. Another little job complete. I was hoping to get some screws in here, some grub screws, to lock this in position, but I'm afraid this is too hard to drill into. Even if I did manage to drill into it, I'd never get a tap down it to put a thread in it. So I'm just going to give it back to the client, and they can probably put some weld around this edge here to hold it in place. It's a pretty tight fit in there, but it will need securing. Okay, got a keyway in the end there, as you can see, and the whole thing is all complete. 40mm diameter here, 30mm diameter here, and job all done. Okay, so look out for me in more videos in the future, and if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my site. Hope you enjoyed the video. See you in the next one. Bye bye.